For coming out today to the program. It's lovely to see all of you, and we have a beautiful day for it, so that's really welcome as well. So Ken and I are from the state of Vermont, and we came down a few days early to rehearse with Suzanne. We met Suzanne back when we were living in New York about 20 years ago, so we've actually been performing together as our trio for quite a while.
And she's played on nearly all of our records.
She's played on nearly all of our records, so it's always, we don't get to do as many shows with her as we would like, but it's wonderful to have this opportunity. So we're going to do a song that, the first album that we recorded together with Suzanne was called Sunday Afternoon, and the song is called Going North.
And we kind of wrote it because we were actually living in New York, we had our day jobs and we hated our lives, we wanted to change, and we had Susan come in and play it on a bunch of songs, and ended up being an album. And then we moved to Vermont, and then we came back to play these shows.
So the song is called Going North. Sitting around dreaming on the back of the sun, I left you for dead, now I get nothing done. All the moon spills its light on the water outside, and if you were here, we could go for a ride on the highway that curls round your sister, the river. And I think I'd like to go north. Please won't you buy me a house by the sea? I could work at the diner, we would live easily, and we'd fasten our shutters against winter storms with the waves songs that you're going to be hearing in the program this afternoon are ones that Ken and I wrote. And this song that we're going to play for you next is on our most recent album. We have a new one that's going to be coming out in the spring, but this one is from our album Further West. And when we were writing the lyrics to this song, we were kind of thinking about how in modern life, it's sometimes hard to know who to trust. I mean, you have social media, you don't know if you're actually talking to a real person or if it's a bot or whatever.
Or if you're a bot, and you feel the "am I a bot" test?
Yeah, your computer is asking you if you're a bot. That just seems very ironic to me. But
well, who knows, maybe I am.
Yeah, so we were thinking about that, and then we thought, well, maybe this is nothing new. I mean, there have been con men and snake oil salesmen throughout history. Maybe it's just a little bit easier for them to...
Just more of the same.
Yeah, more of the same, basically. So this song is about really kind of a longing for things to be more genuine and real, and it's called Don't You Let Me Down.
And it's a sing-along. We're a folk act, and we're required by law to do sing-along.
We can't help ourselves.
So please indulge us, if you will, and the words are, don't you let me down. Oops. Better if I play the right note.
Yes. I took a young girl for my wife, don't you let me down. Her hair turned gray on our wedding night, don't you let me down. Don't you let me down, don't you let me down. Her hair turned gray on our wedding night, don't you let me down. I bought a house high on a hill, don't you let me down. It turned to dust as houses will, don't you let me down. Don't you let me down, don't you let me down. It turned to dust as houses will, don't you let me down. I saved a nickel every day, don't you let me down. Till the black man stole it all away, don't you let me down. Don't you let me down, don't you let me down. The black man stole it all away, don't you let me down. A truer friend you'll never find, don't you let me down. Till the day I leave you all behind, don't you let me down.
Folk music can be cynical.
So this was a song. This next song is one that I wrote way back in 2000. And this is actually how I met Suzanne, because I asked some friends, we have a cello part on this next song and we need a cello player. So that was the beginning of our friendship and musical partnership. The song sounds a little bit at first like it's a sweet love song, but it's actually a little bit more cynical than that. It's sort of the story of a relationship where one person is kind of trying to mold the other to their will. It's a little bit more like the Pygmalion story. So.
Who do you call him, a Pygmalion?
Or something from the Twilight.
Or something from the Twilight.
It always gives me a chill at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, and I guess when I was writing the lyrics, I was sort of picturing a sculptor kind of trying to work on someone's moods by way of manipulation, I think is the idea. But this song is on our album Sunday Afternoon, which is one of my solo albums, and the song is called Sculptor's Song as well. treat for you today. Suzanne is going to perform a couple of solo pieces, and I will let her introduce those for you now. But please enjoy.
The first of these is unimaginatively titled Remembering Mom, and it's in memory of my mother, Eleanor Muller, who died in March of this year. I start out, when I was writing it, I started out with what I call kind of a word map. So I thought about words that reminded me of her or that were central to her, and then kind of translated them into notes, and then followed that pattern to create the melody. Brings us back into the folk tradition, not written by me. It's called The Last Rose of Summer, and it's a traditional Irish tune that was arranged by A.L. Christopherson for cello. instrumental pairing from the Suite Gallery by Polish-American composer and pianist Robert Luczynski, who was born in 1929 in Chicago. The two that I share with you, they're miniatures, don't worry, very, very short. The first is called Noonday Heat, and the second is called Shanty, which clearly demonstrates his fondness for 5 and 7 beat meters, reminiscent of Leonard Bernstein. It was written in 1966 and inspired by paintings by American painter Charles Birchfield.
So we're going to do, this is a brand new song. We've got an album coming out in the spring that we're really excited about. And I wanted in particular to write a song to sort of feature Suzanne. And I was also kind of looking for a song to be the last song on the record. And that's always a little bit difficult for me to write that last song of the record. I don't know, it's like somehow I feel like once I'm done with that, I have to send it out into the world, and that's like a scary prospect sometimes, so I tend to procrastinate. But when I got this one, I was sure that it was right. So this one is called Leaving. No one to say, I told you so. welcome back to the stage, Ken Anderson.
Well, it's nice to be back.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
So we're going to do a song again from our Further West album. A lot of the songs on that album are somewhat tangentially related to the theme of travel, because Ken and I we've actually been spending the past 20 years traveling all across the U.S. and overseas playing gigs, and so it's a subject that we can't avoid writing about. And when we were getting the idea for this song, we had actually just somewhere out west, we pulled into a truck stop at the same time as a whole flock of Canada geese. And I remember thinking, oh, here we're all migrating and resting kind of together. And I felt like this...
And buying diesel.
Yes. This strange kinship with these birds. And so that's part of the song, and another part of it is just with so much travel and being busy all the time, sometimes you get over-agitated to say things you don't really mean. And so they seem like two unrelated things to be in one
Travel
song.
part, I think it's kind of a metaphor.
Yeah, it's
for
like
all the stresses that we endure.
Yeah.
Especially, the world can be a tough place.
Yeah, and not even for people that travel all the time, but just anybody that has a busy schedule and is just looking for a little moment of peace in their busy day or whatever. So this is called Sometime.
I read.
A flock of birds high overhead is drifting softly down, as one by one they come to set their feet upon the ground. Halfway round the world they float, but now they come down. We've all got to rest sometime. We've all got to rest sometime. Words I never should have spoken, hanging in the air, and knowing that I lost you now is what I have to bear. It's too late to call them back, but next time I'll think twice. We've all got to learn sometime. We've all got to learn sometime. Rushing through my brightest hours, savoring the dark, believing every unkind word is justified in part. Balancing each day upon the blade of light and shade. try not to waste my time, but it's all such a waste of time. So, I'm going to do a song next for you from our album, Any Forgotten Thing. And I got the idea to write this one when we were, we were somewhere driving out west, and this melody just popped into my head. And a lot of times it's hard to think of lyrics to go with a particular melody, but in this case it was somewhat easy because I always ask myself, what is this melody trying to say? And in this case, it sounded to me like something that you would hear at a carnival or a fairground. Oh, we're doing the rose. Oh, shoot, I'm doing the wrong introduction. Sorry.
Where that was going.
All right, never mind.
Hold that intro.
Hold that intro. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yes. So, completely different intro. This is a song that Ken and I wrote to sound like an old-timey country song, and it's somewhat autobiographical. The name of the song is "The Rose or the Briar," and it describes a person whose moods are very changeable, and that's definitely me. I can start off every morning feeling like the rose, but maybe by mid-afternoon I'm already the briar or the thorn.
Or 8:15.
Or 8:15, yes. Ken knows me very well. So.
And this has the distinction of being one of the rare songs for which I actually wrote the
Yes,
cello part.
and Suzanne wrote her
I
cello
don't
part.
usually, because Ken writes such wonderful cello parts that I don't feel good.
Thank you, very kind. Another sing-along, if you're so inclined. This song was actually featured in a Netflix television show called Lady Dynamite.
Yes.
It's true.
About a bipolar comedian, so somewhat
They
fitting.
come to us for the weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
What will you be tonight, my love? What will you be tonight? The rose or the briar? What will you be tonight, my love? What will you be tonight? The rose or the briar? roses are the bride.
That's our yeehaw song. Oh, yes, by all means, continue that intro.
Yes, okay, so going back to what I said before. So yeah, this is a song that, that started off as just a little melody playing in my head that sounded to me like something that you might hear maybe at an old fairground or a carnival, a place like that. And so it was somewhat easy to come up with lyrics because I immediately pictured a person just sitting on a carousel ride and just going around the ride and kind of thinking back over different decisions that they'd made in their life. And the song too is about how sometimes ambition can get in the way of just enjoying your life. You might try really hard to do something and end up sort of back where you started, which I guess was
I can do that without ambition.
suggested by the motion of the carousel. And we named the song after the antique instrument that you still hear sometimes on old carousels, which is called a calliope. Music of the carousel echoes a sweet refrain of fairground scenes from days gone by and how we used to play. My horse is faded silver, yours is white and gold. Swiftly around the track we go, and where we'll stop, who's to know? You're always half a length ahead, no matter how well I ride. And the further I stretch to grasp the ring, the more I start to slide. Play on, calliope, I hear you winding low. Our ride has only just begun, we've still got so far to go. Thanks so much. I was talking before about trying to come up with last songs to finish an album. This next one that we're going to play for you is the song that I wrote to finish off our album, Any Forgotten Thing. And I was trying to come up with an idea, and I got lucky that evening because there was a beautiful meteor shower happening. It was a very beautiful winter's night, and the sky was very clear up where we live in Vermont, so I could see very clearly all these stars. And
There were satellites.
they might, maybe one or two of them.
Hard to tell
quite
nowadays.
possible, yes, quite possible. But the song, hopefully not, yeah. But I
If
wanted
you keep
to.
getting bigger, then you know you're in trouble.
Exactly. Yes, so no. But yeah, this one is kind of like, I guess, sort of a fanciful kind of idea where one of the characters in the song is a falling star, and it just sort of has kind of human attributes. So this is our song, Falling Star.
Are you ready? Aren't you?
Saw one just the other night, making its way through the sky was a tiny light, just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. I like to think it fell down to the ground, someplace safe, someplace it could be found. Just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. Oh, little star, can you see me? Was it love that brought you down so easily? Just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. Falling star, you shine so bright. I wonder what you would become without your light. Just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. So we're going to do another song from our upcoming album, which will be coming out in the spring. This one is not a song that we wrote. This was written by the great British songwriter and guitarist Bert Jansch, who was in a band. He started a band called Pentangle back in the late 60s, early 70s, and Ken and I are huge fans of his music. So we were really excited to learn this song, which we performed in a project for the Bert Jansch Foundation a couple of years ago. And we loved it so much we decided to put it on our upcoming album. And it's really had a lot of relevance to us because during the COVID years when we weren't able to tour, we needed a song that had some sort of like hopeful element to it. And in this song, Bert Jansch writes very convincingly about trying to make it through a sleepless night and just hoping that there are good things on the horizon. So, so this is his song, very appropriately titled "Morning Brings Peace of Mind" by Bert Jansch.
I agree.
First sound of the day, so beautiful to hear, in the clear, bright sunlight that comes flooding, crystal clear voices, so happy in the street. Oh, the new day beginning is so neat. The new day beginning young and fair. My restless heart's never still, turning and tossing through the night. Thoughts running wild in confusion, people and places all jumbled in and the birds are singing in the air. Gone are the nightmares are running, and the fear of the darkness is vanished with the light. Oh, the new day beginning is so near. The new day beginning young and fair.
Got one more song for you this afternoon, and I want to thank the library for having us, and I want to thank Suzanne for joining us.
And North Shore Cable for filming us.
Yeah, thank you so much. We do have some CDs and other merchandise over there, very conspicuously lit up on the table, so you can't miss it. And Suzanne's CD is there as well, so please come up and take a look. You can find us online at hungrytown.net and facebook.com/hungrytown, so please visit us online as well. And make sure that you pick up a brochure for the upcoming programs at the library as you're on your way out this afternoon, because it looks like they have a lot of amazing programming. You're so fortunate to have this place in your community.
I know, I want to bring it home with us.
Very cool. Yes. So,
Oh, and there's also a sign-up sheet for my email list if I'm local.
Yeah.
That way you can find out where I'm playing and when and all that.
Yes, yeah, as well as the Hungrytown mailing list as well.
yes.
Except ours is called the News Dumpster.
That's how classy it is.
Yes, and please, if you're on a streaming platform, Spotify or iTunes, whatever, please give us a follow, like your favorite songs, because that makes the algorithm like us more. And it's very, very important because nowadays it's all a numbers game. So please help us out with those numbers. It doesn't cost a dime, and you're doing independent music a good service.
So we're going to finish up here with, this is sort of our ode to the highway, and it's called Static.
Are you ready?
No lights on this highway, no reflectors, hard to see where we are turning now. Driving after midnight past the farmers who have put their fields to bed. Gone so far you'll never catch me. Just how it feels to think you've lost whatever signal you once had. Gone so far you'll never catch me now. Soon to be forgotten anyhow. Far between the towns, I can't remember when we last drove past a traffic light. Maybe we can get to California by the morning if we drive all night. Gone so far you'll never Thank you.